Welcome to Blood in the Snow Radio, where we give you the latest news and interviews with the best in Canadian genre cinema. Here are your hosts, Robert Bellamy and Festival Director Kelly Michael Stewart.
Bits Radio is back on the air. I am Rob Bellamy, and Kelly is not here yet. This is the Friday of the festival, so he's probably doing a lot of prepping. But we are here for the film Time Eater. While babysitting her granddaughter, a grandmother with undiagnosed dementia faces an unexpected home invasion. I'll get you to introduce yourself and then your role in the project.
My name is Ryan Couldrey. I was the director, editor, and co-writer, and I guess co-producer.
Bunch of stuff. It's independent film.
It's independent film. We got to do it all.
Yeah, you did a little slate while you were in there too, I bet.
Honestly, I probably did at some point. Yeah. I know at one point there was the scene when baby's being passed to grandma outside the house. I was underneath the carriage holder to support it so that the actors could hold it longer. So like I was supporting it with my head under the frame. And then I was having to run back to like, can I just get a quick playback on that? I don't like doing playback, but I'm like, I need to see the playback.
So you are the only person I know that can actually say they used their head while they were filming.
We should all use our heads while we're filming, but you know, even literally. I rarely do.
Yes, that's awesome. So where did this idea come from for this story? Because I love how it's presented.
The idea, like, I guess the genesis of it, I had to like think back to this a bit, like where this would have come from, but it was probably early COVID era, 2020s, when reports started coming out from long-term care homes that seniors were just dropping like flies and being abandoned essentially in these care homes. And it was just a really nice little magnifying glass on the fact that we do not care about our most vulnerable populations. And I'm not saying seniors are the most vulnerable, but like all the most vulnerable populations. We're happy to leave them out to die and, for the sake of what? The economy? No one even knows what that means. And it made me extremely angry, and it still does. So I started thinking about that, and then I started thinking about my experiences with my grandmother who passed when I was a lot younger. She had multiple strokes, and by the time she passed, she was my favorite person in the world. I was a 16-year-old idiot kid, and I used to still go visit my grandmother every day after school because I loved her. I liked hanging out with her that much. And before she passed, she had no idea who I was anymore. Could not look me dead in the eye, no clue who I was. And one of my biggest fears is that one day that will happen to me, that I will look someone dead in the eye who I've known for my entire life, love dearly, and have no clue who they are. And the scariest part for me is that I won't even know that I don't know. So that's where it kind of came from. And then I worked with my co-writer, Laura Ann Harris, and we worked a few other angles in as well. Of course, there's the baby. Yeah. Everyone loves that baby. Oh, man. And just what happens when a whole bunch of like cascading failures for our senior population happens all at once kind of thing.
No, that's because it was brilliantly presented. I
appreciate that. Thank you.
I got to admit, I watched it. I didn't realize you were connected to it at the time. And I was going, okay, this is cool. This is really cool. And then when it was done, I'm going, it kind of felt like a Ryan story.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know why I had that thought.
I'll take it.
Because, when the link is sent to me, I have no information on the filmmaker. It's just the project.
And we don't put those credits up until the end anyway, so yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's not a film by Ryan Couldrey.
And sadly, I didn't watch the credits on that one.
That's okay. You missed a good song. Daniela Pinto did a great score.
Oh, no. I listened to the song because it was in the background.
Oh, okay.
But I was literally jotting stuff down.
Oh, okay. I forgive you.
Yeah, so I heard the song. The song was wicked, yes. What was it like to cast all of that? Because there's some, powerful people in this.
Oh, we had a great time. So the cast, I love just making offers to people and being like, yo, I wrote this for you. Do you want to do it? And for the lead, Jane Moffat, who is like, outright powerhouse of a performer. She's my next door neighbor. So it was really easy. Really easy. I had also seen her in a wonderfully hilarious web series that you can watch on YouTube for free called Stories from My Gay Grandparents. It won a whole bunch of awards last year. And in that, she performed that with Perry Voss, who is also in Time Eater. In that series, Perry Voss plays her granddaughter, and in Time Eater, she plays her daughter. Range. And Lauren Beatty, I didn't know her, but I knew of her for a long time because I saw her in a pair of films in 2020 during Fantasia, both by director Amelia Moses in Montreal. And I watched them back to back, not knowing they were both from the same director or that they both had Lauren Beatty in it. And put one on. I think it was like Bleed With Me or Bleed Like Me, and the other one, it's another B. Anyway, I'm blanking out, but maybe both of Amelia Moses' films from 2020. And I was like, wait, is the same woman is in this too? And same director? What the? Who's allowed to have this much power to do this twice? How dare they? So a lot of people know Lauren Beatty. She's also, around TIFF time on Instagram, people start sharing the woman who loves TIFF. Like viral video is just like, oh yeah, I can't talk to you now. I'm at TIFF. Anyways, that's Lauren.
Oh,
so a lot of
okay.
people know her from that, but I just knew her from the Amelia films, and I just kind of said, hey, I would love it if you were in this. I think you're wonderful. Do you want to be in this? And they said yes.
And the baby.
Where
did the baby come from?
The baby was a friend, a friend of Laura Ann's. They had a baby, and they were both performers, so we knew they might understand the whole world around that. The baby, little Finch, and parents were just like, yeah, sure, let's do this. And the baby was an absolute treat. We actually wrapped that baby 2 hours earlier than expected. The baby was wonderful. We were kind of terrified about having to work with a baby because you always hear, I've worked with kids before, but I've never worked with a baby. And it was really easy actually because we were panicking last minute. Like, oh, we got to call the government, get this baby a social insurance number because everything has to be on the books. And the parents are like, oh, don't worry, this kid has a social insurance number already. I'm like, what? It's like, performers, if they have kids, they're getting that kid a social insurance number because they're like, what if I put my baby into a movie? They've already thought of it. It's great.
Oh,
so
excellent.
It saved us a whole bunch of trouble, and the baby was wonderful on set. Just absolute treat. Yeah.
That's awesome. I worked with a baby once. And yes.
Never again for you?
Yeah.
I love working with kids and animals. It's great. I love it.
I had my fill with that short. And it was
To each their own.
15 seconds short. So, yeah. But no, that's good. I'm glad it went so smooth because there are so many chances for the baby just saying, I don't feel like acting today.
I mean, with babies, kind of like a lot with kids to a degree too, you kind of just work with what you get because you don't really have a choice. But for the baby, we knew that, hey, there's a chance that during these scenes where we don't want the baby to cry, they might be crying. And if they do, that's going to be okay because babies will baby. It's kind of like the weather. You can't change the weather. If the baby's upset, it happens. It just so happened that the baby was, Finch was in perfect spirits all the way up until when we probably didn't want him in perfect spirits. And at that point, he was getting a little fussy. And that was at the very, very end of the film. During the obvious things where he might be a little bit fussy.
Yeah.
And so the timing worked out perfectly, and we wrapped that kid before lunch.
That's awesome.
Yeah, on it, love it. Love getting ahead on day one with the baby.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding. Now, baby aside, because obviously that wasn't it. Was there challenges putting this story together?
No. Strangely, I've been cooking a little idea in my head for the feature version of this, which we are definitely going to make. And the DGC Ontario brought back their short film fund after a 4 or 5 year gap, and I was like, oh dang, I need to submit something. So I started talking to some writer friends, and no one's got anything going really. That I'm like, oh, this isn't. I can't work with this. I'm like, I'm gonna have to write this. I'm gonna have to write something myself. Oh, what if I did Time Eater, but I plucked this one scene out of it that I think could work as a standalone if we rejigged the ending a bit, and then wrote it in a day, and then said, damn, okay, well, the bones are there. I need to call my friend Laura Ann because Laura Ann can help me make this real good. And she did. And then we just back and forth 6 drafts over 2 days. And it was wonderful. And then we're like, damn, send it in. We're good. And we submitted. I had to pitch. And then we got the funding. So it kind of came together real quick.
This sounds like a dream short.
I mean, in a lot of ways, yeah. A lot of things came together very quickly. Some stuff didn't necessarily. We don't need to get into the stuff that's trickier. But all the most important stuff came together real quick. I knew from the beginning, from first word I wrote on the page, that it was for Jane, and yeah, it just kind of happened. It doesn't always, but this time it did.
Makes a boring interview. I'm telling you.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
There's none of those behind the scenes stories popping out.
Oh, there's plenty of behind the scenes stories. There's plenty. But the cast was absolute dream. Working with Jane, who was also in the opening night feature at Blood and Snow, Son of Sarah, playing a polar opposite of roles.
Yeah.
But working with Jane was probably one of the most, if not the most rewarding experience I've ever had working with an actor. Challenging in all the best ways. Jane is just so damn good that after the first, I don't like doing extra takes. I never do safety takes. Some crew are you sure you don't want them? We do 5 or 6 safety takes. That's 2 or 3 setups. that we don't get later. So no safety takes. We got it or we didn't. But so I don't like doing that. But on the first take, I usually like to give the actor another try or two just to warm up. And on the first take, I was like panicking in my head. Oh crap, because I'm like, I've got nothing for her. Like, this is incredible. I'm like, I got to catch up. I felt like I had like 2 days to try and catch up to Jane so I could offer her something in return for all she was bringing. And it was incredible experience. Apparently I did, because she still wants to work with me, she says. What an amazing experience. And of course, like, Perry and Lauren are absolutely wonderful actors as well. They brought everything. They their roles are a lot smaller, but like when they are on screen, it counts, I think. So yeah, they're absolutely wonderful. It was a dream cast, and they all know each other too, so they all got along. It was like family coming back together. And like a bunch of my crew were also on Son of Sarah as well, and they were coming just off of Son of Sarah to shoot this. Son of Sarah, it was another, might have been that or another filmmaker's film, but they were all on another film and they all came to this one after. It was a big old like family reunion kind of thing. That's cool though, because then you don't have those learning each other hiccups. I mean, those happen no matter what, because no matter how many times you've done something, this is your 15th horror movie and your 10th time working with this actor, and this is the DP you always work with, it's your first time doing this movie, and new stuff always goes wrong. New stuff always goes right that you don't expect. There's happy accidents. There's things that go wrong that, how could that possibly? We planned that out to like crazy. So no matter what you do, it's always your first time doing it. So first time for everything, literally, I think. That's fair. And then you mentioned this is part of a feature. Yes. What are the plans for the feature? The feature is we want to make a big old movie about Time Eater. The Time Eater, the short film, it's I guess I'd call it a psychological horror. What would you call it? I would, yeah. It's more psychological. Yeah. I think psychological thriller-ish. Yeah, you know. I find there's like 2 or 3 streams of horror in the film, and usually it seems to be resonating, which I'm so grateful for. But most people tend to glom onto one specific aspect of the horror, whether it's what Jane's going through, whether it's what the baby's going through, whether it's Perry and Lauren at the window. I've heard from a few people that was their most terrifying thing. But the feature, I was talking earlier before about like the long-term care centers and like how we just treat our elderly like crap. Lauren and I want to make this feature where this is an early scene in the film. It's not the first scene in the film, but it's an early scene in the film that, so I'm a big fan of new, and I guess you'd call it nouveau French extremity. New French extremity from like the earlier days with like all the Gaspar Noés and Haute Tension, High Tension, but also what writer and critic Alex, I'm not sure if she's a critic, she's a writer for sure, Alex West, dubbed on the Red Rooms Blu-ray commentary track Nouveau French Extremity, and that's stuff like Julia Ducournau's Raw, Titan, Red Rooms, stuff like that. Okay. Revenge, The Substance to a degree as well, where it's a lot of French filmmakers kind of. There's another movement that's kind of happening that in about 10 years we'll really understand, but we need to like let it play out for now. So I'm a really big fan of that. Time Eater, the feature. There's the psychological aspects, but it's going. In our mind, it's going to be a film that we don't really want anyone leaving the theater feeling good about things, because it's I'm still very angry, and I want to convey that on the screen. So there's going to be a lot more viscera and blood on the screen of the feature than there was in the short film. So, well, the short film, like you said, it did have that horror edge. You know, it felt like a thriller to me, but you're right. There were those horror moments, and I can see exactly where you might want to venture. That could really drop the horror. Yeah, like as soon as we get into like I want to send it into she ends up getting sent into a long-term care facility, and that care facility does not do much to care for its patients, we can say. The plan is to put Jane Moffat through the ringer on that one, which she's game for, allegedly. We'll find out, but I'm sure it'll be an awesome challenge, I think. Excellent. Well, Ryan, congratulations on the film. Yeah. And yeah, I look forward to the feature. Yeah, me too. Thanks.
Join us next time for Blood in the Snow Radio. Bits Radio is a production of 3 Evil Cats Productions in association with the Blood in the Snow Canadian Film Festival. For more information and to listen to other episodes, visit bloodinthesnow.ca and tweet us at BitsFilmFest. Music by Jan Gorman, produced and edited by Kelly Michael Stewart. I am Eduardo Correa Lima.